Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm just making myself a little tea here. I've got a little bit of a cold again, so I've got my little moved out teacup. I'm reading for Scorpio energy today, if I can get back on track. And what I'm asking is sort of what do we need to leave behind? So we're coming up to December, it's the end of the year. What are we done with? Like, what can stay in 2023? Thank you very much, Spirit. And what are we going to embrace and be encouraged to do more of in 2024? Scorpio, something interesting is happening with you. This does happen to me from time to time. And it's funny because I was talking to my son this morning. He was going into school, and he's not the most academic child, right? Not all children have different approaches to school, different feelings about it, and he's not super into it. And I was talking about my dad, who he was left-handed, which at the time they used to force him to write with his right hand because it was like old-fashioned, and so he struggled with school, and on top of that he was dyslexic. So the funny thing is, and I wasn't expecting, it was just a conversation with my kid, right? And I've already done Cancer's reading today, and then I've come to do your reading, and it's like I'm left-handed. It's like my right hand feels really awkward, and I still can't write with my left hand because I'm not left-handed, but it's like this weird feeling like I need to write with my left hand. And then I'm making notes, and they're all coming out kind of like the words are coming out in a funny order, and I'm like missing words. So I do wonder if one of you could be left-handed or dyslexic, or have something going on with writing. So the first thing that I wrote for you was like the title, and it was really curly and italic. It was almost like calligraphy. So there's definitely something coming through with handwriting, script, like the written word in general. Your song is All the Stars by Sofia Karlberg. Well, it's a cover by Sofia Karlberg. I think originally it was by Kendrick Lamar and SZA, Sa. I'm sorry, I'm a nerd. I'm not super familiar with those artists. But when the name Sofia comes through, it can indicate a female who's very high vibrational, or somebody who has a really high regard for women. It's kind of like somebody who doesn't see women as like two-dimensional kind of like hero villain characters from a 1940s movie, like the Madonna, the Saint, and the whore kind of thing. It's somebody who has a more nuanced, respectful, and complex view of real women, and kind of like what makes a strong and powerful woman. So, somebody who's knowledgeable, somebody who's emotional, but they've got a self-awareness of it, all these different things. It comes from Carl Jung and his philosophies around the concept of a shadow, and an animate and anonymous. The highest woman was there's like 4 stages of the concept of a woman, and the highest of those was Sophia. So I'm mentioning this because it actually did come through for a few other signs. I'm just looking back at my notes now to try and remember who. I'm using a different notebook, guys, bear with me. My kid's been drawing in it too. I actually don't remember. Oh, it was Gemini. Gemini had it, and then another sign had it as well. It could have been Libra. So yeah. If this reading is going to resonate for you, hopefully these tiles and letters should make sense. I've got I, O, and I, so it could be somebody's initials, it could be an acronym, whatever you get from it. My phone is pinging, guys. Whatever you get from it, kind of take it. It's not about my interpretation, it's about your interpretation. If it means nothing, kind of keep your eyes open. It may be something that kind of pops up as a little sign to say, hey, remember that reading, go back, there's something in it for you. It is looking to be a little bit like binary code, like ones and zeros. So if that's interesting, take it. You've also got 111, so it's almost like the 0 is actually a 1. It's like a negative is a positive, or something like that, is what I'm taking from that. And you've got the words autumn, young, and fire. Now, funnily enough, I've just come from Cancer's reading, and they had autumn, the exact same word in the exact same place, so that could be relevant to somebody as well. And I did kind of shuffle the words quite well, and it came back out again. That does tend to happen. I do see, because I think when I see these parallels between different readings, like the same thing is in the same spot, it's because we're we are a society, guys. You know, there's people with different signs, different placements, and we're all interacting with each other, and we're all dealing with the same issues, just from a different angle. So sometimes, like, when I see a lot of parallels between readings, it's because we're all dealing with the same thing. You know, like, a Cancerian walks into the office and meets a Scorpio, and they're both like, "Hey, it's autumn." Yeah, you know, so it comes up in both readings. That doesn't make any sense. That sounds so silly. But hopefully you understand what I'm saying. There is a bit of a theme in this set of readings about mixed messages, misinterpretation of words, you know, people speaking different languages even. Okay. What is Scorpio being asked to give up? Why? Stop questioning everything, Scorpio. You don't need to solve all the mysteries of the universe today. Some things can remain a mystery. It's okay. I don't know. It's saying stop asking why. Sorry, I just need to kind of like keep an eye on why my phone is pinging. I am getting a lot of messages today. They're not all important, but I don't want to kind of miss any important ones in that mix. So Scorpio, what is Scorpio being asked to embrace? Whoa, quite a few. Get ready, poised, be prepared, message in a bottle. So there could be, somebody could be asking you for help. You could be asking someone else for help. And to be fair. So you could be asked to help to balance out a situation that has been unfair. You're asking to be very fair. You could be preparing for preparing to right a situation that's felt quite unequal. Never ending story on the bottom there as well. Oh, just going back to your notes. So your song was All the Stars. So it says, let's talk about love. Is it anything, everything you hope for, or does the feeling haunt you? So love could be a bit of a theme, but it could be that you're helping someone else, right? Because love hasn't come out for you yet. So it's like maybe you're helping someone else to make something fair in their relationship. Maybe you're asking someone else, is this relationship everything you hope for? I had this funny thing as well where I kind of like looked out the window and I was surprised at how bright and sunshiny it was. So that was giving me this message for you about, you know, maybe coming out of a rough patch. You know, like life could have been a bit of a struggle. You may have had a lot of stuff going on. I've got this feeling of like head down, almost like nose to the grindstone, or just like, you know, going through the motions, taking each day as it time, almost like a just surviving, and like things feeling quite dark, and then kind of like, you know, time passes and you look up and you think, oh my God, actually, I survived. You know, my situation's better. Is this happiness? It's like being surprised that you're happy, or being surprised that you're in a good situation because you've been so accustomed to dealing with a bad situation for so long. So it's almost like when the pressure eases off, you almost don't recognize it at first. You know, it takes you a while to realize that the sunshine's there. I'm just having to sip of my tea, guys. You're gonna have to put up with me. It's a focused tea as well, so hopefully I'm gonna get a little bit more focused, a little bit more coherent as I drink this. Asking why. I'm getting why, Delilah. Why, Delilah. My dad used to sing that. He has Scorpio placements. Anxiety. It's like the why is giving you anxiety. That makes a lot of sense. I am like this. I've having a lot of swords energy in my birth chart, a lot of air energy. I like to know the intricacies of things. I like to have all the information, especially if I've got to like make a decision or I'm going to go into something. So I'm the sort of person where if somebody's like, hey, come on a night out, I'm like, okay, where are we going? I'm going to Google Maps, like Street View, how to get there. And then like, how do I get home? I want to look at the train times. I want to look at the bus times. So I'm kind of like, what's on the menu? Let me see the menu. So I'm one of those people that's like, I can't just be like, hey, let's go see where life takes us. I'm like, where's the itinerary? show me the plan, show me the dates. I'm terrible as well. This is a funny thing as well. I'm terrible with schedules and dates and remembering what I'm doing on different days. Sometimes I don't even know what day it is, but I'm still like, maybe that's why I have the anxiety, right? It's like, because I'm a scattered person, I know that I need to be more organized, something like that. So that's kind of what I'm getting with that. It's kind of like not knowing gives you anxiety. So it could even be like somebody's like, hey, we've got a surprise for you. Come round to the house at this time. And you're like, I hate surprises. Like, and then you're like, what could it be? And then you get in your own head about it. And you're like, why are they doing this to me? Like, why can't they just tell me what this is? But Spirit's telling you to give up on that. Like, don't overanalyze, don't question it, because questioning it gives you anxiety, right? Not having the answers gives you anxiety. So stop hyper focusing on it. I mean, you're ruled by Pluto, so you're going to do that. Okay, caring connections on the underline there. What is Scorpio being asked to embrace, please? Third chakra, Archangel Shamuel. So I feel like this is your confidence, right? Third chakra is the it's not the root, it's not the sacral, right? It's the solar plexus. Envy there as well. So I want to say this is about your confidence, but let me just fish out the book and double check what the book says on that. Because I'm not confident that I know what that means. So this is Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. If anyone is interested in this deck, it's a really nice deck. If you like, if you find it comforting to ask a question and have like a guardian angel pop out, like this is a really comforting deck for that. I'm also using angels and goddesses among us. So yeah, if you like the kind of angel focused decks, they're two good ones for you. So it says, a powerful Archangel Shamuel is holding a beautiful sphere of golden light at the solar plexus, which is the location of your third chakra and the center of your life force energy. The issues here evolve around emotions of desire and your personal energy. When the card appears upright, it indicates an increased enthusiasm is present or is soon to be on its way. This is a great time to move forward to the completion of your desires. Your life force is vibrating with power and resonance, and your soul is calling you to direct your energy in a focused and purposeful manner. This angel of power is with you now, so go for it. So I guess it's like, it's funny, like life force energy, and I was talking about like feeling like lifting your head at me and like, oh, is this happiness? Do I feel healthy? Do I feel good? So it's like having a good day when you've been having a bad day and feeling like you've got energy and enthusiasm and kind of like a lust for life. So I want to say, embrace those feelings when they come, especially with poised, right? It's like feeling like you're ready for things, feeling like you're ready for a challenge, feeling like you're ready to try something new, feeling like you're ready to help other people out with message in a bottle and to be fair. So what is Scorpio being asked to give up? Thank you. Don't be two-faced. Maybe you're dealing with two-faced people, right? And you just don't understand it. It's like, why? Why can't people just be upfront? Why do people have to be, so complicated and hard to understand? But this is also Janus, who is the Roman god of gateways. So one of his faces looks back towards the past, one of his faces looks towards the future, and obviously he has this gateway in the present. So I want to say there is something about analyzing the past where you don't have answers, and that gives you anxiety. But again, you're being asked to not focus on this, right? It could be very draining for you as well, like, going over the past, not having the answers, constantly being in this cycle of why, and like dealing with the anxiety of that. It could be that it's depleting you, and so as soon as you give that up, you may feel like you have a lot more energy and a lot more enthusiasm. It's almost like the clouds of the past blocking out the sun of the present. Tell me about what Scorpio is being asked to embrace. The snake. Interesting. I will have to clarify that one, I think. Again, it could be like something about medicine. The reason why I talk about medicine when the snake card comes out is because it also has apples on it. And so snakes, yes, they have venom, right? Yes, they can make you ill, but they also have the anti-venom, right? In order to get the anti-venom, you have to milk the snake and create it from the same poison that makes people sick. And if you think about it as well, that's how we get vaccines, right? They take a very small, safe version of the illness that the vaccine is preventing, and they administer it so that you have an immunity response, so that if you do encounter that illness, you know, your body already knows how to fight it. And the same with apples, right? Apples are very healthy, but they also contain, is it arsenic or cyanide, right? The poison in the seeds. So it does talk about modern medicine as well, and you know, consuming the right thing at the right time. You know, some medicines can actually make you more sick if you don't take them responsibly or under, you know, correct guidance. And so, you know, if you're taking something, for example, I'm taking acne medication, but it upsets my stomach, and it does make me feel kind of tired and blah. But it's kind of like I need to be able to take it long enough so that the acne doesn't come back. So it's kind of, I'm in that kind of, and this is kind of like the balancing out, right? Like, I kind of want to stop taking the medication because it's making me feel a bit ill, but I know that if I stop it too soon, the acne will come back, and you know, I'll just have to repeat the cycle again. So it's like I'm sticking with it a bit longer. And I think I spoke to a doctor once, and they were talking about this and how medicine is basically a balancing act of, um, you know, will a doctor's job is to kind of make you improve how you feel and avoid making you more sick. And so it is this kind of you know, trial and error, because everybody is different as well. So I want to say, if you're taking something to try and improve your health, so for example, I'm sat here drinking this focus tea. Does it say what's in it? No, I think it's got like ginger and something else in it. It's got some vitamins in it and things like that as well. But say for example, valerian root. Sometimes I have tea with valerian root in because it helps me sleep. But I think if you have like a bad heart, it can actually be very, very dangerous to have too much valerian root. So you could be doing something with the best of intentions to try and be healthier, but it could actually be having a detrimental effect. So do watch out for that. This could also be someone around you. So it's like, maybe you need to keep an eye on the medication, or it doesn't even have to be medication, right? It could be like the stuff people are eating. Because like I say, some stuff can be great if you've got, you know, some stuff can be great for health unless you have a certain underlying condition, and then it can aggravate it. She says drinking a tea. Okay. So, oh, main female. So if you identify as female, then this is talking about you. If you don't identify as female, then this is the first person you thought of when you heard the word main female, right? Could be a mum, could be a sister, could be a best friend, somebody important in your life, and it's the first person at the front of your mind. And so this again is something that you're being asked to give up. So we will clarify that, because that's a strange message, right? So especially if it's you, we need to kind of ask more about that. What is Scorpio being asked to embrace? Ooh, sudden wealth. I mean, yeah, send it my way. But you're thinking about, it's like you're thinking about, if this is not you, it's like you're thinking about this person. If this is you, then somebody's thinking about you, right? Sudden wealth. Embrace it. If it comes your way, take it. It's like 7-Eleven. Is that like I mean, it could be a date. I feel like 7-Eleven is an important date. I'm having a brain fart. Or 11-7, depends on how you do your dates. But it's making me think of like a, you know, like, is it like a convenience store in America, 7-Elevens? Like they're open 7 days a week, 11 hours a day or something. Okay. Maybe you're playing lottery in a 7-Eleven. Right, I have to be really careful when that kind of thing comes up, because I think sometimes there's a lot of tarot readers, and they tell people what they want to hear, and so they'll pull out cards like that and be like, you're gonna win the lottery, you're gonna be so rich, and then people go around going like, well, where's this lottery win then? And I don't think that's really how, in my experience, it's not really how the cards work, right? It tends to be a lot less dramatic than the cards make it seem. So sudden wealth could just be It could be winning a small amount on the lottery, or I don't know, walking up the street and finding a £20 note blowing at you, right? It's like, oh, suddenly there's this wealth that I wasn't expecting. It's no, doesn't tend to be as dramatic as it first appears, especially because all the other cards around you don't seem to be indicating that, right? It's not like every card's money, because then it's like emphasizing the message. It seems like a smaller thing. So again, I don't want to get anyone too excited. And by the same note, like, don't go running out breaking up with someone just because this specific card reading is like, give up the main female. It could be like, give up overthinking about some female, you know? So tell me more about main female. Strength. So whoever this is, it does seem like it's a very strong connection, or you have a very strong connection with someone. It could be quite healing. It could be a connection that gives you a lot of confidence, makes you feel really good about yourself, makes you feel really attractive. But why is the Janus card here? Why is this kind of like, oh gosh, okay. I've seen your card. I've seen the King of Cups. Actually, double your cards. So this is Scorpio energy. The Death card is Plutonic energy. You're ruled by Pluto. King of Cups for me is Scorpio as well. If it feels like, because this is a card about waiting for your ships to come in. So it could even be, because it's like waiting for your ships to come in, waiting for something. And then the Death is looking at the Death card. So it could even be something like waiting for an inheritance. You know, if this person passes away, I'm going to get some money. And then King of Cups. So it could be regarding a King of Cups. Be careful, Scorpio, be careful, Scorpio, about your own, any tendencies you may have in order to emotionally control or manipulate a situation. Every single sign has good qualities and bad qualities, right? Every sign can be King of Cups in the upright or in the reverse. And yeah, Scorpio energy is known to have a tendency to emotionally manipulate and control people around them. Sometimes it can be with very good intentions, sometimes it can be with bad intentions. And there, you know, it is important to have self-awareness of any tendencies to do that. And I'm not saying that it could be somebody around you as well. It could be another Scorpio or somebody else with Scorpio placements. I'm emphasizing the Scorpio because you've got two Scorpio cards with this. Sometimes it can be done without even realizing it as well. You know, like, I really care about this person. I want to make them close, so I'm going to make them emotionally dependent on me. And it's not even like a conscious thought. It's just like, if I do everything for this person, if I emotionally give to this person in a way where they can't live without it, then they'll never leave me. You know, it can be something that's instinctive. But like I say, how much you do this, the person who's an individual watching this reading, is dependent on your birth chart and where your placements are and what placements are, right? So your Venus placement explains how you act in romantic situations. Your Mars placement is how you take action, what makes you angry, what you do when you're angry. So yeah, just look at your full birth chart, the full birth chart of people that you're dealing with, if they're comfortable with you doing that, to get more information on that. But yeah, that's looking like ever so slightly sociopathic behavior. And I'm not saying anyone's a sociopath. I can't diagnose that, but it does have a little bit of a controlling. It feels a little bit like, well, I know what people are like, right? I know how people behave. I know how social situations work. So if I bide my time, until a certain ending happens, then this will be the outcome, right? I know these people are going to behave in this certain way. So if I position myself in a certain way, then I can benefit from that. And again, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be, just making the best of a bad situation, you know, making sure that you're not badly affected by something that's going to play out anyway. I'm not sure. Hopefully you'll know exactly what that is. I kind of want to ask about why. Because there's some kind of contract or law involved. This is like the powers that be, right? Courts, contracts, legalities. You could be questioning why something's a legality, right? Or questioning a clause in a contract. I'm actually going to get a second deck out for you. I did this for, I think it was Capricorn as well. Just because I'm curious to see if like any of the same, especially like this King of Cups, if he comes out over here, like if the King of Cups comes out with the snake, I would be very, very cautious. Because it would be telling me it's talking about the same person or the same situation. Why are you being encouraged to be poised? Why are you encouraged to be ready in a situation? One of my cards is upside down there. I just want to fix that. I don't mix up my cards. I like them to all be the same way up. So then if it does flip, I know that it's meant to be upside down. They're not talking about that. What's the message in a bottle? Somebody could be asking for help in a situation. The King of Swords can give very, very good advice. Normally it can be like legal advice, financial advice. You know, this is somebody who has a lot of knowledge. You know, they're going to understand the small print. Message in a bottle, Four of Wands. It could be about setting up the foundations of something. You know, like I see the Four of Wands sometimes as like the cornerstones, you know, the foundations that everything else rests on. But it can also be a celebration of a milestone, sort of like a birthday party, a marriage. Message in the bottle is somebody asking for help or appealing for help. So again, this is something that Spirit's encouraging you to engage with. So if somebody's asking for you for help, give them very clear advice. You know, be very matter of fact. There's no, the King of Swords isn't emotional. He's very, very logical. He's very, let's look at the facts of this situation. Let's analyze this. Where the King of Cups is a little bit more, this is how I feel about this situation, which is also true. Yeah, with to be fair, I was kind of picking up the idea of kind of like can you see how similar it is? Libran energy with the Justice card there. Could be there's something going on with like a payout with sudden wealth. You know, something being made equal, something being made right, something being made fair. Like, let's balance this out. So again, that could be why you need some kind of like legal advice. Page of Wands. But again, Spirit is telling you to go with what feels good here. If you're very inspired, it's kind of like run with that, explore that idea. It doesn't mean you just have to do it with no thought behind it. But I want to say, if you're feeling very like lit up inside and inspired and excited, there's the King of Pentacles. I knew we'd see him. Like, go for it. The reason why I was expecting to see the King of Pentacles is because I see the King of Swords as being a little bit more like legal advice, or even kind of like health, and like the King of Swords might be a doctor or a surgeon, but he also might be kind of like a lawyer to me, because he deals in communication, right? The King of Pentacles deals with money, so he's going to be like a financial advisor. He's going to be the person kind of doing the paychecks. So this guy's the one who's good with money. So you may be searching out both legal advice and investment advice, perhaps. I did think that we might see him, especially as well. You've got this kind of Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles energy. Could be talking about savings. How do I do my savings? Tell me about the snake. Why is the snake here, please? It is interesting that he's next to the King of Swords, and I was talking about medicine, doctors, the Empress, and the Chariot. Interesting. The Empress is Taurus, Libra. Chariot is Cancerian. There could be something about pregnancy, motherhood. This has been coming up a lot. The idea of kind of feminine, not problems, rites of passage, perhaps. You know, you're a young girl, and then you have your your periods start, and then sometimes people have children, and you know, you'll need a doctor to help you with the baby, with the pregnancy, and then, you know, at a certain age you get like the menopause, so it feels like a fertility with the Empress, and then the Chariot. So having control over this, um, very, very high vibrational energy. The Empress and the Chariot, that's kind of very successful. Um, so it's not coming through like anyone is an actual snake, like anyone's being particularly two-faced here. You've got the main female with strength. So whoever the feminine energy is, main female strength, Empress, Chariot, they're actually coming through as very, very strong, very capable. They're in control, very dependable, very confident. This feels like a good energy. I'm just confused about why the snake would be there. Maybe it's that kind of person of like, this person's a better, you know, a great friend, but you wouldn't want them to be your enemy, you know, because they're very powerful. Like, you wouldn't want to make this person your enemy. Like the snake, right? It's Temperance. Could be something about this person gaining control over themselves, gaining control over their own health. Yeah, this person seems in control with Temperance, because that's patience, right? Moderation. Tell me about sudden wealth. Why is sudden wealth here? That card, Seven of Swords. There could be some deception or sneaky behavior around this. Tell me about, could be shocked to find out there's some sneaky behavior, or it could be a surprise. I wasn't expecting this money. This changes everything for me. And there's the Strength again, because this is what you're being asked to embrace. So I want to say this is a good Tower. This is a surprise, but it brings in a big change with the world. Things are not going to be the same. But yeah, I wouldn't say, don't expect to kind of, if you do win the lottery, great. You know, if you do get a big payout, great. But even small amounts can make a big difference, right? And it can be even like wealth comes in many forms. It doesn't have to be financial. It doesn't have to be money. You've got a lot of stuff about information here. So it could be information is wealth, like knowledge is power, or like a wealth of relationships, a wealth of, you know, having a wealthy life in terms of being in a really good place. You know, your life is has value. Could be something like that as well. I love that you've got a Strength card twice. Does seem like there's a really good, the thing as well with the King of Cups, there's really deep feelings there. He's not in the reverse. This isn't necessarily a bad guy. You know, this is somebody who has really deep, like the waters run deep with this one. And normally they do have a lot of patience. He's, the King of Cups can be a great listener. You know, this might be like a psychiatrist, you know, somebody that you go and talk to, you know, you can cry on the shoulder. And they've got a really good handle of their emotions. So again, it could be that maybe there is something going on where there is a little death and people are just handling it really well, you know? It's like mature, like, of course we don't want this person to have passed away, and yet you know, we could use that money. That money is going to be very, very useful. There's a lot of love here, you know, there's a lot of support. This could be even like people who are in a relationship, or it could be a mother and a son, right, where it's kind of like you have that relationship, you know, we give each other strength. And there's a beauty in that, right? You can be in a bad situation and, you know, come together with people in a really strong and loving way. And it's almost like, yes, this situation's terrible, but there's something beautiful about the way we're handling this. It can be something like that too. Okay, so let's get you. Yeah, there's grief underneath the Strength card. Like, it's like strength and grief. What is Spirit helping Scorpio with at this time? Maybe you are. Maybe you're just being a good listener to someone. Offering someone emotional support. Good advice. What is Spirit helping Scorpio with at this time? Okay, I'm going to read Release the Petals. I'm not going to read all of them because you've got a few. Transformation, death and rebirth, shedding or change. I mean, the snake itself is a symbol of rebirth because it sheds its skin, right, when it grows. Kind of like a butterfly. You know, the idea of a butterfly coming out of the chrysalis. It's a similar symbolism. The grandmothers, remember your roots. I mean, this could be... the Empress does symbolize maternal energy, so mother, grandmother easily. Remember your roots, perspective, trust the weavings and the wastelands. Sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. You do have that temperance card. Yeah. Kind of look after yourself. Nurture yourself, you know, be kind to yourself, especially your physical body. Release the petals. Is this the Rose Tarot? I feel like all of these are the Rose Tarot. Oracle, sorry. The Rose Oracle. So release the petals. There comes a point when we can't go back. In a seemingly fleeting moment, the road that led us here is suddenly impossible to access. There's a sinking knowing that things will never be the same. A death, a birth, a loss, a growth, an ending, a discovery. No matter how hard you try, things are different now. You're different now, and your world is different now. We said that here, right? And again, if you have experienced something, you know, a tower moment, you could be asking why. But again, Spirit's saying, don't question it. You know, it is what it is. Your world has changed, and that's okay. You know, you seem to be having a lot of success and strength on the other side of this. What's been seen can't be unseen. There's no going back. Something new beckons you forth. This is a card of change and transformation. Courage is required for the rebirth to happen. I'm not familiar with this word. I'll show you. Abscission is the shedding of various parts of an organism, such as a plant dropping a leaf, a fruit, a flower, or a seed. The rose hip knows. The phoenix does too. Excuse me, sir. I'm doing a reading. Could you stop barking? The phoenix knows too that we need to surrender what was to the earth to one day be transformed anew. We can grasp the petals of the past as the changing winds blow, but eventually we'll discover that change is coming, change is near, you know. Change is already here, and while what once was is no longer, and what soon will be is not yet, it's time to release your petals to the wind and with wild abandon for the chance to begin again. So this is making me think of this card here. You know, it's like, it feels a bit like somebody who, you know, somebody who knows, like a deep knowing almost, because like I say, this is the Temple of Janus. He looks at the past, he looks towards the future. So it's like this deep knowing that change is happening, change is constant, change is inevitable, but almost like looking back at the past with gratitude, being present, and then kind of like, you know, embracing the future, embracing the change in a really mature way. The King of Cups is very, very emotionally mature. To offer what once was to the wind and let it nourish the seeds within. It's time to surrender so the transformation can happen. Had the rose not released its petals, the rose hip would never have come to be. When we gather the courage, you've got courage twice, right? Strength. When we gather the courage to release what was, we're greeted by the fruits of the future. What are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? So I hope that's helpful for you. I'm going to leave it there, Scorpio. Oh, no, I'm not. I've got 2 more cards to pull. Who is helping Scorpio at this time? Who is Scorpio's spirit guide? I don't like saying this because it's kind of a rude word where I'm from. Fertility. There you go. Family and partnership. So you've got the perfect deity there. This could also look like somebody to you. When I get a character... Because if I just show you how diverse these are, you know, there's guys in there, there's older people in there, there's younger people in there, there's all different shapes, sizes, colorings. When I get 2 people who have a very, very similar look to them, you know, you've got this kind of like hippie girl kind of vibe, this blonde hippie. This could be somebody in your reality who spirit is working through at this time. So this could be like somebody who is a real person who is available to help you out. So yeah, if you know somebody who kind of looks like this, it reminds you of someone, it could be that person. But yeah, fertility, family and partnerships is this is who's helping you out at this time. And then somebody else had the same card, but I can't remember who. I'm sorry. Um, if anyone knows and they feel comfortable sharing, you could let everybody else know in the comments, like who else got that card, because there could be a tie-in between those two signs. And then what's the advice, please? Expect powerful change. Yeah, change is coming. So a win-win outcome is forecast. And there's that lovely scales energy that we saw there in there as well. So something's balancing out. The universe seems to be holding a little bit of an intervention on your behalf. It feels like this is a good change, right? A good change, a good surprise. Yes, it may come with some difficult emotions, especially if there's like a death or it's not easy to release what was, right? That always comes with sadness or grief for the things that no longer are. However, it does seem like the acceptance that we don't live forever, that the petals do fall from the rose and the leaves do fall from the tree, and this is natural and it's needed, right? Yeah, I don't know, it's quite a beautiful reading actually, Scorpio, and I hope you found it beneficial. Please take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones. There does seem to be a really important connection here, and I will see you again soon. Bye, friends.